Okay, well, this is just kind of a side note here, but from the last dictation assignment in musicianship, there was a lot of this kind of stuff when it should have been 5 major, and there was a lot of this kind of stuff, which looks kind of like, to me, like a minor 4. So make sure that you're properly doing capital Roman numerals for major triads, lowercase Roman numerals for minor, and that you're clear on that, because that, especially the 5 chord, that makes a big difference, as I've explained to you, that that chord is a different chord than the major 5. Okay, let's see, nectarine, what'd you put in the end of number 3 there?
I put major 1.
Major 1, good, yeah. What about Alberto, what about number 4, what'd you put there?
I put a 2.
A 2, and did you put the little diminished thing?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. Hector, what'd you put in the first box of number 5?
7.
7, the major 7? Yeah, that's a good one. Any other possibilities?
I just put the minor 1.
I thought about that too. You could just put another 1 chord. There's nothing here that says don't repeat a chord. So either one of those would work. But I think I originally set this up so that you could use the 7 there. Carl, what'd you put in the last box there?
I put a 5. I put a major 5.
A major 5, yeah, good. Okay. What about in number 6, Dave?
6.
Daniel, sorry. Yeah, you put 6? Okay, yeah, so a deceptive progression, because it says put something other than 1 in the box, so a 6 is going to work there. Well, you can't go from 5 to 2. No, remember, that's going backwards in this diagram, and you're always moving this way.
In one direction, right?
Yeah, it's all this way. Only when you get to here can you start going back to stuff. But if you're on 5, you're bound to go to 1 or to 6. Can't change. Frank, you're probably not that far yet.
No.
Number 7. In number 7, I would also put 6. Right? If you can put something other than 1 there. Although 1 would work, right? If it didn't say put something other than 1 there, 1 would work. And then what about the last one? Carl, did you?
I didn't get to that one.
Okay, number 8.
V3.
I put 3. Anybody else got anything different? No? And in the other one, 5? Anybody use a 7 chord ever? 7 diminished? Nobody uses 7?
I used the 7 diminished, not in that one though.
I thought about it, but it didn't sound right.
Where'd you use the 7 diminished name?
Number 5 at the very end.
Oh, interesting.
It worked, right?
Yeah, it works in terms of the harmonic progression. Normally you wouldn't, I think of that as a cadence, like the end of number 5 is a cadence, and so therefore you wouldn't cadence on a diminished chord, but that's okay, it still works in terms of the spirit of the progression. But yeah, I mean, yeah, well, if let's say that was my idea of a progression, so if I'm in number 4, I'm in C minor and I played a 1 to a 2 to a 5 to where? Oh no, it was the next
Number
one. I'm
5.
sorry. Yeah, it was so 5 to a 1 to a 7. Okay. 6, 7 diminished. And if I ended with a diminished chord, oh, it's weird. I suppose that if I did, because it had 2 diminished chords in a row. Whereas if I did 2 to 5, a little bit more stable. But, you know, yours is not impossible.
Well, if it were to continue after that diminished 7, it'd be 5, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No, I'm trying to see how each one sounded. Yeah. The other one sounds more tense, right? Because a diminished triad has more tension in it than dissonance. Okay, so I just want to drive home the point that this is one of the driving forces in traditional harmony, okay? And so you really want to pay attention to this in terms of harmonic progression. This is the way that most harmony, moves in traditional harmony in classical music. And they talk in the book, they use the term normalized, and it's true, this is normalized. So if you find another weird chord progression somewhere, okay, that's fine. But if you're gonna go into, all common practice harmony from, let's say, the end of the Renaissance up on to close to the end of the Romantic period, and do some sort of database and see how the chords progress for all that time and see what people are writing, you're gonna find this works for 95, I wanna say. Most of that music in that time, it's gonna work for a lot of music with a few exceptions. And since what you're learning is to write in this way, in this vein, then you should follow these types of progressions. Maybe
That answered my question.
Okay, yeah. It works out that way most of the time. You'll find it analyzing music, but that's the way it goes when you do some analysis. But it doesn't mean that there's never any exceptions. But I just want to drive home that point, that you really don't, there's so many opportunities to work within this thing that you don't really need to jump out of it. Really, you can write so much interesting music within this progression, these maps, that there's really no need to go beyond it and say, I must use the 3 chord. It's just, I'm going to write an entire piece. It's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, that's just not traditional. Okay.